Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I have a very special review impressions of a couple of awesome knives that were sent to me by Kershaw. Very honored to get these. Really cool, a unique variant of two different Kershaw launches. These are automatic knives. They're out the side OTSs, not OTF, where they're out the front. And really cool. This is the plain, if you will, vanilla aluminum scales. So they're aluminum, which is typical of a lot of automatic knives. ProTech does that. Even the McNeese Mac 2 Auto that I have is aluminum scales. Now they make some in the titanium, and those are more expensive. I didn't know that, so I would have probably gotten that, but I have the aluminum one. It's awesome. But these are really awesome. They're, not only are they USA made, but they work really well, and they're really, really, really awesome in price, which kind of blows me away for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this review. The two knives that I have here are the Launch 8 and then the Launch 11. And both of these are in aluminum scales. The Launch 8 has a twill carbon fiber inlay. It's a very thin kind of a layover on top of the aluminum scales. Now this is raw aluminum. You can see a little USA emblem on there. That's on the outside of this one, and then I believe, yeah, it's on the blade of this one. And I just noticed something. The USA flag is reversed. Good job, Kershaw. For all of you guys who are familiar with the military, you know what that means. I support that 100%. Anyways, yeah, so these two are out the side automatic knives. Really, really cool. The Launch 8, very much a stiletto, Italian looking one, very thin. I don't know who the designers are. I believe it's an in-house design. If somebody knows, feel free to comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. But I think they're pretty cool. When I looked up, I didn't really see a designer for one of these. Let me just double check that, make sure. Yeah, I didn't see a designer. So, you know, there you go. They're USA made blades. The materials on this is, or the manufacturer's Kershaw, obviously, which is part of the Kai company, which is a Japanese company, but this is a USA made company and made in the USA. The handle materials, it's aluminum scales, steel, deep pocket carry clip. I mean, it's relatively deep pocket carry clip. You know, you're going to have it pretty deep, not much sticking out. Likewise over here, pretty deep pocket carry clip. Now you can get like Lynch clips that can make it fully deep pocket carry clip if you'd like. So that is absolutely possible. The Launch 11 has nothing on there. It's totally plain with, again, that's a steel clip there, but aluminum scales. Now, oops, it's retracting because that's the blade, but there's nothing there here. Just like over here, you've got steel clip, but over here it's aluminum scales, right? So, the steel on this is really what's really cool. I think it's pretty awesome. It's not just 154 CM. This is CPM-154. So this is a pretty premium steel. That's the powdered version, the crucible version of 154 steel. And I like that. I like that a lot. I think it's pretty cool. And there you can see the Kai design. Oh, here we go. It's a Diskin design. Diskin design. I wonder if that's the same on here. Does it say over here? No, it doesn't. So this one here doesn't really have any name on there. It just says 75 raw. But this one here does say it's a Diskin design. So that obviously must be the designer. I know nothing about it, but I think it's pretty cool. So there definitely was a design. See a little Kershaw on here. It's not too bad. It's a lot of billboarding on here. Wish it was a little bit less personally. I mean, but you know, I don't mind stuff like that. That's pretty cool. But it is a lot of billboarding. So very cool. Now, it is a button lock, so it's like it does engage. You have to release that to close it, and then you hold the hand. Make sure you got a good grip on here. You don't want to open this if you don't have control over the knife. This can fly, fall out. The tip can go down, break the tip. It can poke into your leg or something, so be careful if you have one of these and you haven't had it before. Again, these are legal in certain places, and they're not legal in other places. Like in California, you can't carry out in public a automatic that's more than 2 inches, right? So in Texas, this is absolutely legal, and so no problems whatsoever. Even kids under 18 can carry these as long as they're the blade is under 5.5 inches. Now they can't go buy it, they can't go sell it, they can't go give it away to somebody. You know, parents have to give permission for them to have it. So that's just a reality of that. but they're absolutely legal. So, but in other places they're not. So I like these. And I will tell you, I don't think, you know, some people go, oh, that looks dangerous. That looks like a whatever. And it's not. It's a tool. This is a tool. Matter of fact, there's certain states where they give you an exemption. Like, for instance, if you one of your hands was or arms were amputated, you can be licensed, even when they may be illegal for the rest of the country, for the rest of the state to carry openly. People with one hand can carry an automatic knife because that's the only way they can deploy them. You know, they would close them. You know, if they open them like that, then they might close them. You know, pushing the button and close it like that against their pant leg. But they would have one-handed kind of open and close, so they would be legal for them. But to me, all it is, it's a convenient way to deploy a blade quickly for a job that you need to do. Now this to me is a great blade for getting into dog food, cat food, mulch, fertilizer, cases of water. This I really like for opening letters, by the way. This is a great letter opener. To me, this is one of my favorite letter openers right here. This is the epitome. It looks just really classy, like a stiletto, like Italian stiletto, but it also is very thin. It gets into those letters, opens them up. It also opens up boxes and stuff. So I like this one, and it straps up really nicely with CPM-154 steel. Just as I was saying before, that's crucible steel. That's the powdered steel. It's much, much better steel than the ingot 154 steel. So I like that a lot. Then you have the little one here, and just real quick, so I forgot to mention, aluminum, carbon fiber inlay, steel clip, CPM 154 cm. Everything's nicely chamfered, very comfortable in the hand. I have large hands, so there's plenty of room here. Extra large, double extra large hands can definitely carry that. Works really well. It's a nice, strong, very strong, a nice, strong actuation or deployment of that blade. Works really nicely. It's very secure. Then you have the Launch 11, which seems a little smaller, but it also has a good solid blade. Now, for finger grip, I'm like right at the max there for a large hand. And now I got meaty fingers, so granted, an extra large hand would probably be maybe as thick as that. You can choke up a little bit and have a little extra room, so you can do the extra large, double extra large hands. It would work, but you got to be careful. There's a sharpening tool there. I don't want anybody to get cut if you have this blade. So, but man, this dropped up really nicely. And again, this one is also, yeah, CPM 154 blade steel. So it's really nice. I like the plain aluminum. It works really, really well. Now, could it be Cerakoted and stuff? Absolutely. Absolutely. It even has a little bronze captive pivot there, which I think is cool. I mean, sorry, bronze pivot collar, and it's a captive pivot, sort of hexagon captive pivot. This over here, it's captive in the sense that it's within the scale itself, right? Reversible clip on this one, reversible clip on this one as well, which is nice for lefties, and you can do left hand tip up. These are all T8s, yeah. All T8s there. This is a, I'm sorry, T6s here and a T8 here. Again, T8 here, T6s on these 4 screws there. Yeah, very cool, very cool. It has a nice jimping, especially when you open this one. This one doesn't have any jimping, but you have a little place to hold it. Very comfortable, really good for cutting, especially if you're cutting some cardboard or paper, what have you. It works out really, really nicely. And let me see if we can just kind of do a little test here. Yeah. So that works out well. I mean, it's pretty thick. It's not a super thin blade, but it works pretty well. Let's see, how about this one? Yeah. I have used it, and I guess I lost a little bit of my edge, but it was pretty nice before. But I think I lost a little bit of my edge from, you know, using the knife, which, you know, hey, surprise, I use my knives. Which I hope you guys do too. I hope you use your knives. If you don't, you should, because that's what your knives are for. But, you know, I get it. You can do whatever you want with your knife. It's your knife. You can put it up on a wall, keep it in a box, do whatever you want. It's your knife. Enjoy your knife how you want to enjoy it. And if that's how you enjoy it, then enjoy it. So there you go. Let's see here. No thumb studs on this one, really, right? There's no thumb studs front, and it's not a flipper. It's a button lock. The blade grind on this is absolutely a dagger. And you could sharpen both sides and make it a double sharpen, but that's a lot of stuff to cut off. In this case, it's easy to hold and work, which is nice, I think. So it's a dagger-shaped blade. It does have a swedge on top so you can navigate a cut. So if you did, you could definitely navigate. Full flat grind, pretty thin, and we'll do some measurements on this here in a second to see how thin it is, but pretty thin. You do have to depress it to get all the way down there, but it works really well. So there you go. This one as well, pretty flat grind. There's no swedge on this. Pretty thick. This is sort of a sheep's foot. I would call it a sheep's foot. It's got the bow on there. Could call it sheep's foot, modified, reverse Tonto, Warren Cliff, Sponto, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. It's modified. Call it a blade, whatever you want. But if you like it and you enjoy it, then use it. I'm going to call it a nice blade. So there you go. Pretty flat. It's not super thick, but it's not super thin. It's definitely going to have some girth behind it to go through. So there you go. It does have these speed holes. Some people hate them or don't. I think for left-handed, when I want to use this knife left-handed, I can use that right there. My fingers don't get so deep that I get close to the blade, but I can hold this and deploy it and have a good grip, even without the clip on that side. So I find that very helpful. So this becomes a automatic knife that I can carry like that. So yeah, very, very cool. Let's see here. Anything else we want to talk about that? You know, it is recessed right here for the button lock, which I think is really cool. It definitely is a traditional plunge, but it's automatic plunge. So it's a little bit different, right, than a regular plunge, because you can't overcome this, where the plunge, when you're back in the lock position, there's like a little ramp that you get over and it overcomes it. Here, it's open or closed, and it's locked open or locked closed based on that, right? So, which is cool, for better or for worse, right? But I do like it's recessed, and you do have to get down there pretty good. You can't just sort of press it, and you got to get into that little recessed area, and then it deploys. The same with the stiletto, the Launch 8. That right there, also, you kind of have to really get in there to get to it, which I think is good. That doesn't mean, it kind of avoids the accidental opening of the knife, which you don't want to happen, especially in your pocket. So, what else? Let's get into the weight a little bit here. Let me get my scale. Where'd it go? Oh, there you are. Put the knives over here. We'll close them as the scale tears up. All right, so now it's teared at 0. So let's see here. What does this weigh? So the first one, the Launch 8, is 2.4 ounces. I mean, it's light. It's aluminum, carbon fiber inlay, 154 cm, and a relatively thin blade. So 2.4 ounces, that's pretty good. Let's look at this next one. 2.3 ounces, even lighter than the other one, which is pretty cool. This is, again, CPM-154 blade steel. Just over that, is it 2.3, 2.4? Yeah, 2.3 ounces. There you go. Oh, I thought I turned it off. Here we go. Let's try that again. There we go. All right, so let's measure how long these blades are. We'll put the two together. Now I'm doing the two together because, again, I told you Kershaw sent these knives to me for me to review, to experience, and I'm enjoying them. Really, really cool. Unfortunately, they can't be part of a giveaway because I've got to make sure I follow state local knife laws. And autos really kind of get in that weird area where I don't want to do anything that's could be considered not right, right? And automatics are one of those things that I just don't ship because I don't want to, jeopardize the channel. I'll talk about them. I own them. I enjoy them, but I can't do those as giveaways. So unfortunately, I just want to let you know because you say, hey, Kershaw gave those to you. I think I'm going to be part of a giveaway. I'd love for them to be, but I just can't deal with that. Because if I give it to someone in the state somewhere and, YouTube figures that out, and I don't want to lose the channel. I enjoy this too much, and I enjoy bringing content to you guys, so I don't want to do that. So we'll do what's right, keep it up on the up and up, and they just won't be part of giveaways just for that reason. And I would, if they do send a knife, that's super cool. That, sometimes I would just let you know. Sometimes I get knives and I'm asked to keep a hold of them because they would like me to keep using them if I really enjoy them and produce more content. Sometimes they're totally cool as giveaways, and that's awesome too. So there you go. All right, so the Launch 8 is, in this case, this one is just over 8¼ inches. So it's a pretty big knife. The handle area that we're talking about is over just 4 1/4 I want to say 4 1/8. Can't really choke up here, I would say, so I wouldn't try to do that. The overall cutting length of the blade is going to be 3.5 inches from the tip to the back. The actual cutting length of the Launch 8 is going to be about 3 and 3/8, but it's just under 3.5 inches. All right, so there you go. All right, so let's look at the Launch 11. That one overall length is about 6 3/4 of an inch, right? And then you have where you put your handle typically is about it's just over 3.25 inches. If you were to choke up a little bit, you'd get real close, but it'd be 3.75 inches. The overall blade to the top of the handle scale here is about 2.75 inches. The actual cutting length on this one is going to be 2.8 inches. So yeah, it definitely has some, the ratios are good on these knives. Let me just put it that way. So you saw the weights and you saw the length of the blades. The ratios are really good. And so there you go. All right, let's look at the blade stock thickness. So here we have the first one. Oh, what is this? I don't want that. I want inches. There we go. Okay. So back to 0. So this one is 110 thousandths of an inch. So 0.11 inches, which is pretty thin overall for a blade, right? This next one, let's see what this one is. That can't be right. 122 thousandths of an inch. So it's 0.122. All right, let me go back to this one. It is thinner. That just doesn't seem right. Huh. It seems like this is supposed to be thicker. Is it? I guess. All right. My eyes are playing tricks on me because I thought this was going to be the thicker blade, but it absolutely is thinner. So you saw that. It's pretty good. Pretty good thickness. It works well. All right. So that's the measurements. Let's talk about the categories. Both of these are going to be above 100. But they're definitely under 300. So they would be in the regular category. Now they're closer to the budget category. I think they're just over $100. We're talking like 150 or so. So not bad at all for these knives. I think that's pretty good, right? I think about 130 bucks. This is like 130. And I think the Launch 8 is, let's see, do I have one there? Yeah, the Launch 11 is, trying to find a raw aluminum one. Well, that one might be 140. So this one might be 140, right? Not bad, not bad. Definitely under $300. So that makes it nice. And USA made. USA made. So really, really cool. Now it's automatic. It has these torque screws. I would switch the clips all day long, but I don't like to take automatics apart. It's just too many variables there. So that's what I'd recommend. Just my 2 cents. All right. What is this for? Is it EDC hard use collection piece? For me, I mean, absolutely be EDC. It's kind of a cool, kind of a traditional stiletto knife kind of look. And I love this for letters and boxes. I just think it's really cool, right? Then you have the Launch 11, which is a nice, small, compact knife, really solid. That works really well. And so I think that would be the purpose as well, is EDC. Now, could it be hard use? I don't think, anything that's a button lock should ever be truly hard use. It's a plunge lock. Now, granted, when it's an automatic, it's a different lock and engages a little bit more, but still, plunge lock is a spring that goes into part of the blade that's kind of got an angle and drops down like a plunge. And then if any vibration, any sort of stuff happens, it can kind of move up based with the friction of the spring pushing up on it and then just moving up. And so you can have failure. And that's just the thing about button locks. So light use for them, absolutely. Now, is it a collection piece? Sure, it's a collection piece. If you like this and this is really nice, you can collect it. Now, it's in a price range. I don't think it's really a collection piece. But if you love these, then collect them. Collect away. Absolutely. All right, the design. I like the designs. Each one of these is unique. I like this Italian stiletto design. I didn't think I would like it, but I kind of dig this. I know this is weird. It's not my wheelhouse typically, but I dig the stiletto look. I think it's just kind of cool. I do. I think it's just really cool to carry, quite frankly. So I dig that. And this right here has a more of a traditional kind of a pocket knife look and kind of a miniature Wharncliffe or a miniature sheep's foot. I dig this. This is like just one of those you could really use. It's in there. There's no blade play. Really solid, which I think is really cool as well. So you have that. Again, the materials are nice. I know it's plain aluminum, but you get pretty good grip. There's enough texture on there to give you a good presentation, unless you're just not ready for it. But this works really, really well. So let's talk about the fidget factor. So these are automatic button locks, and just by the sheer fact that it's a button lock, it's cool. But when it's automatic, it's a little cooler, right? You get a push button and it opens, but it just opens so well. But because all it is a push button to close, push button to open, I'd say your fidget factor that you can get out of this, at best I can give is a 2, maybe a 2.5, but at best is a 2, and I think these are around 2. Now, the fidgety goodness, well, as far as automatic goes, for these little guys, which I almost consider almost budget knife automatics, it is outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. I'm gonna give it 100%. I like the way the button lock works here. I will say the button lock is a little easier on this one. So if I was to, take any points off, it would be just sometimes it's hard to actuate or to open the button lock if you're left-handed. Sometimes it's difficult to get the fingers in there, and I get that because I can't quite see it. They'd have to do this to look, and even then they got to make sure they get in there and have a good grip. You see how I almost lost it? You got to make sure you have that grip and your fingers up high enough. So like if I'm doing this again, I would want to make sure that my fingers are in here. I have a good solid grip to hold it. It's not going to fly out of my hand. Yeah. So fidgety goodness, absolutely 100%. Might take a point or two off on this one, but overall, I'm going to give it 100. I think it's great. It's really great. So overall, what are my overall final thoughts? Do I recommend the Launch 8 and the Launch 11? Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. These are going to be my recommended knives. They're not quite budget. They're real close for automatics. USA made. As far as USA made, these are like really good budget knives, right? Because USA made, you can get anything under $200 or $150. That's a deal. That's a banger. That's awesome, right? I don't typically buy anything that's under $150 that's USA made. I want to keep, and you know what? Because I don't think there's really good quality when you're at that price. But they just knocked them out of the park, and I mean, just kudos to them. Really, really excited about these. I just think it's phenomenal. So, yeah, they're definitely recommended. You'll see them on my recommended list. Love to hear your thoughts on this. See what you think. If they're legal wherever you're at, love to find out, because I think these are just really cool knives. Really glad and really appreciative to Kershaw for allowing me to have these and to check them out. I really want to say thank you to you guys. And I would love to continue to review other knives. So if you the new, what is it? Is it the Del Mar, or what is it? I forget the brand new, what the heck is that new Kershaw one? There's a couple ones. They had the Launch, is it the Launch 7? Well, the Launch 17. Yeah, I would love to check the Launch 17. But then they dropped one today, if I can find it. Was it today or was it yesterday? Maybe it was yesterday. They dropped just a really phenomenal Kershaw. I just think it's just great. Just absolutely great. If I can find it, come on. That's one of these knives that sometimes it's a little difficult to find. All right, so let's do a quick Kershaw search, just because I want to tell you about it. All right, so the new ones that I was talking about was the Kershaw 6105, the Bel Air. The Bel Air is an awesome crossbar lock, but it's not automatic. But there's another one, a really, really, really cool one. I think it's the Launch 19, and that just looks amazing. It looks pretty sick to me. So I like that one. I think those are really, really cool and other awesome knives to take a look at. And then they have their live wire, which I have a live wire too, by the way. I'll bring it out real quick. That is what we were talking about as an OTF. So this is considered out the front, an OTF. So I have 3 automatics from Kershaw. These were given to me by Kershaw, and then I bought this one. Now, they came out with a MagnaCut version, which I do recommend. And then they have this one in a DLC coated blade, which in MagnaCut you don't really need DLC coated because it's really rust resistant. But if you want it because it looks cool, I recommend it. I think it's cool. The action on this one is just phenomenal. For an OTF and the price point, again, this is just a banger of a price point. These are around 230, 240. I mean, Microtech could make things this cost effective. It's just really great. Again, really knocking it out of the park. You know, this is the 20 CV, which is still a great steel, and I really enjoy this. This is a great knife right here, and but it kind of complements the other automatics that I have here. And these aren't the only automatics, because I like ProTech. ProTech has an automatic knife as well, and this was an anniversary present, so there you go. That's made in the USA. Really, really cool knife. And then I also have another automatic, and I think that's all my automatics. Yeah, I think so. I have a McNeese. This is the Mac 2 3.5 with a custom Lynch clip, and this is MagnaCut with a hollow grind. Beautiful, beautiful knife. So here you have 5 amazing automatics. 4 of them are out the side automatics, and 1 is an OTF. And all made in the USA. Really, really cool knives. ProTech does a great job. They have a bunch of other knives that I think are phenomenal. You know, it is aluminum scale, and definitely worth it. Then you've got Kershaw. Again, really great budget banger. This is a reversible clip, by the way. It works both ways. And it looks goofy like that. And you think, whatever. You put it in your pocket. This really works. Really, really works well. And then you have the McNeese Mac 2 Auto. This is probably one of the most comfortable, great hard use autos. No blade play whatsoever. It locks in there, opens up really, really solid, great grip. Everything just fits, including this Lynch deep pocket carry clip, which works really nice to hold on to. And especially if you're like trying to open it left-handed, you can do that as well. Get a good grip on here. The scales are thick enough over here where I can get a good grip like that, right? Opens up really nice. But these are all automatics, and automatics I highly, highly recommend, especially another Kershaw, right? But these are great. These are great. Now, where they stand out, this is like $270, $300. This is MagnaCut as well. So this is a MagnaCut blade right here. So MagnaCut, and so you're looking at about $300. 20 CV. Now it is aluminum kind of handles, and it is 20 CV. Now they make this in a MagnaCut, but they also make this with a carbon fiber. Really, really cool. Really, really cool. But then again, you're looking at 240, 250. Then you have this. This is about, well, with this clip, this is definitely about, I'm going to say about 560. So definitely not a cheap knife, but the quality stands out, and you know why it's this price, because it's just good. Really, really outstanding. Recommend this one a lot. Yeah. So that's a little bit about them. Definitely think these are really cool knives. Definitely worth checking out. Definitely recommend them. Really, really enjoy them. I don't think you'd be unhappy if they're legal and you like automatic knives. I think you would enjoy these tremendously. Now this one's a little smaller, so if you've got bigger hands, maybe, you know, if you like smaller knives, this works really well. This is a great little super light, little clandestine kind of little automatic, which if you need it in a pinch to cut through some boxes or whatever, this works really well. And it's in there really solid. So I like that. This just looks cool. I just think it's cool. I think this is just really a cool little knife. I enjoy opening my letters and my envelopes with this thing. I know that sounds stupid, but it is just a fun mail box kind of an opener. So yeah, there you go. Definitely recommend these guys. Hey, if you have any questions about these, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any questions about my review, my thoughts on this, I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions for the channel, let me know as well. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, entertaining, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the, if you hit the like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the channel and the videos really helps out the channel. Allows the channel to grow, become bigger, do more things, and ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you very much to all of you guys. I appreciate it. And if you haven't already, you know, also consider hitting the notification button so you can be notified of future content. I would love to see you join me back with some more videos. And to all my channel members out there, I just want to say a big thank you, a big appreciation. Thank you to you guys. You guys are amazing. I'm humbled by you guys. I'm totally blown away. I appreciate you. Thank you 1,000 times over. I do appreciate you guys. So yeah. Also, if you didn't know, our channel members, there's a once a month giveaway. I do try to do a once a month giveaway. We had ours in January. Next one will be February. Just I'm not trying to bribe you, but just want you to know, I want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you because a lot of you wanted to be channel members right away. And I just want to show my appreciation. I wish I could give every one of you guys a knife, but next best thing I can do is, give everyone a chance to win a knife. So for my channel members, I just appreciate you guys. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you haven't already also, it's down in the description. If you're on the fence and you're kind of curious, maybe you want to become a channel member, check it out in the description. If you haven't already, check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.